Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Ramachandra, Jai Shri Lakshmi Narasimha. So, dear friends, today I'm going to talk about a mysterious song that has very labyrinthine visuals that mystify our present situation back in 1998. It entails the present situation completely more than 22 years back. And most of the visuals are so true, so pervasive that they make us think so many times about the same things, including the ventilator removal and then death of patients have been shown in a very strange visual. Another creepy visual shows, loneliness and depression, whereas even the wordings say the future teaches you to be alone. This is a song, If You Tolerate This, sung in 1998 by James Dean Bradfield from the MANIC Street Preachers, and it's a very intriguing song all over the world. And I have tried to understand some of the portions in this song, and most of them are really not so easily crackable. So I would like to request all of you to just try some of your own research on each one of these visuals and let me know in the comment box, because even I'm quite curious to learn about this particular song, as it has many meanings towards the future of the world, especially what today's scientists and modernizers talk about as the post-COVID-19 world, the contactless era, etc. So let's explore the different visuals point by point, and I have made notes of these with the timings, and my mother will share the same with you in the description box. So let's start. So now I'd like to show you the visuals. It starts with one eye, and I don't know what this means. Next we have the guitarist stroking his throat from top to bottom, and next we have one of the artists is scanning the guitar with a scanner, and I shall explain the meaning of that particular visual later on in this video. And the first line begins with, "The future teaches you to be alone." And of course this is not talking about some old Spanish civil war in the 1930s, but about the future, and the future is teaching you to be alone. And this is actually talking about something that's happening today, according to me. With us being apart from each other as humans, and with everything being covered in personal protective equipment, and people wearing white clothes, and the artists wearing white clothes in this. So this seems to be quite intriguing. And next we have one of the artists is next we have one of the artists touching his face in the center. Looks like a mask, but yet not sure. And after that we have one of the artists touching his head in depression, and we have a particular attachment to his hands that's connected to a wire, showing puppetry. And then we have him touching his head in depression again, and a PHI Greek symbol is displayed on the sides. And I tried to research on this particular symbol but did not find enough evidence to show it was connected to some fascism, but I'm not yet sure what this symbol means, and the viewers can try to discern whether its meaning is really related to this or not, and if it's related, in which way, and what's its deep meaning. So after this we have the drums covered in all this polythene. That's quite unusual. And we have a family of 4 people, that is a mother, father, a daughter and a son, all with deformed faces and with deformed abilities, and not able to move around, and sitting in one place touching each other, and yeah, just like the blind people do it. And after some time, an old newspaper is shown that dates back to the 1930s, and in this particular, 1939 I guess, in this newspaper that's controlled by a politician called Don Manuel Azana, in 1939 maybe, he, if my information is correct, he became the leader of Spain, and he was actually shown in this newspaper. He used to control this newspaper partly, called the El Sol. Maybe it shows dictatorship and control of newspapers. And after that we also have three strings that are controlling the artists, possibly, and that are controlling them, just like puppet strings. And maybe that shows that all artists are controlled by some particular force, elite force. And then we also have this family sitting together. I just forgot one more thing, and that is in this newspaper on the other hand side there is Leon Blum, the 3-term Prime Minister of France. So that is also really symbolic. That was the day when Don Manuel Lozana became the Prime Minister of Spain. And this is a very important thing over here, how politicians control the media and the newspapers to their own benefits, and how and here the father in this 4-people family is holding the newspaper. So this shows that the whole family is brainwashed with various things and reading the mainstream media constantly. And here are the 3 strings as I showed. And then we have the whole family sitting. The mother in this family is holding some device, looks like a mirror. On the other hand side, I feel it's some modern device like a smartphone because it's held with both hands. Next we have the daughter in this family is putting a yellow car into the water. She's drowning the car in the water, and I don't know what this means also. And next we have the guitarist. He's trying to run out of this whole place, but he's pulled back by the string that connects him to this place, and that controls him, and he's not able to move out. And after some time, the blood gushes from the small area that was the place which was a little bit open, through which he was trying to go out. And then we have a man puking, and on the other side, that is the wall where he is taking support, there is a phi symbol again, a Greek phi symbol, and something in Greek written below it, just beneath it. And then we have the same water that the person puked maybe is coming down into the pond where the kids are playing, and one of the children takes some water and smells it and recognizes the smell of vomit and puts the water back into it and stares at the place where the puking was happening. This is really mysterious and very difficult to crack. And then we have these 2 children playing near a small fountain, and the next few moments the fountain turns spouts out blood instead of water, and that is seen here. And this is really creepy and saddening in various ways. And after this we have a man and woman scanning each other with a scanner, and this is also quite scary, but I'm going to explain its meaning in the end, and why scanners are being shown so many times, that too with different objects, first with the guitar and then with people themselves. And next we have both the children becoming sad, dejected, and keeping their faces down, hung down. And then we have the artist, one of the artists is touching his face. And after that we have, this is one of the most important portions of the song, very much related to today, wherein the artist holds a ventilator on his mouth, something like a ventilator, but it is surely a ventilator according to me. And afterwards, just a few seconds later, he removes the ventilator and he closes his eyes, which means death after a ventilator is removed. And that, I believe, is the leading cause of death among the COVID-19 patients, and it's proven by science too. Not only that, we have after that death is shown, the whole place becomes empty and all the 3 artists are missing, whereas the main singer is seen again with the scanner. And now I shall talk about a very important thing. That is, in the beginning, the artist is scanning the guitar, and that shows distrust among our possessions, our belongings. We do not trust our belongings, and we use scanners and technology to believe whether that's ours or not, and that's already happened. Next, we start failing to understand each other, and we rely on such devices to trust each other, and that is shown in the man and woman scanning each other. And in the end, the artist scans himself, and that is the most mysterious part, but yet it's very easy to understand that soon, by becoming so-called one with technology, we will soon stop believing ourselves and believing completely in technology, and we will get merged into technology, disconnect from nature, and get destroyed as a species of humans. And finally, this is what happens in this song. And the song gets over, and a family is shown in the end, revolving in a particular disc type thing. And you can watch this whole song for further information, and I've made notes of this in my book, so that my mother can type it into the description box and can share it with you all. You can do your own independent research, and please let me know whatever you have found out in the comment box, because even I'm curious to learn more about this particular song and its intriguing meanings and its visuals and their significance. So thank you. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Ramachandra, Jai Shri Lakshmi Nrsimha. So now I'd like to show the newspaper image and the details about the person who was shown there. It was the Prime Minister of Spain. His name was Don Manuel Lozana, and his image is shown in that newspaper at the time of taking the the vows that they take before becoming the Prime Minister. And the newspaper that featured him, El Sol, was also partly controlled by him, as being an editor or other writers, etc., as explained in the Wikipedia. Along with that, this particular person was against church power, and he wanted to bring down the church, and therefore abolished all church-operated charities and church-operated schools too. So I would like to show you this now. This was the newspaper. So my mother found this somewhere in the internet, and this is the original version of the newspaper, the front page of it. So here, as it is across the world, newspapers are used to control people by changing the perspectives of the public, by controlling the media. And today it's all sorts of media, and in the past it was newspapers. So here, just as in the whole world, at that time in Spain, politicians used to control certain newspapers and bring themselves to power through them. So hope the viewers have something more to offer here, and if any of you have something more to offer after a lot of research, you can do that in our comment box. And I'm also really curious to know more about the deeper meanings of this song connected to this particular paper too. So thank you. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Ramachandra, Jai Shri Lakshmi Nrsimha.